I'm right here with Boski. Let him know where we at right now.
All right, we outside with it. I'm with my boy. It's Big Ski 523 up in this. I'm with my TC. We outside with it in the south. We right here in Seven Trees.
What side of San Jose is this?
This is the south side. You feel me? Big South. Isn't that major? This is the south side. This in particular though is Seven Trees. So you feel me? Like if you know, you know. They do know. Yeah, Seven Trees, hella popular. It's one of those areas everybody know about, and this street in particular.
Growing up right here in this type of environment, what does this lifestyle usually lead to?
It lead to two things, but that's inevitable type. That's what everybody know. I mean, there's another option too. It's just growth and doing your thing, and you know, unforeseeable circumstances. You keep your head up, go crazy. You feel me? Like a motherfucker really could strive in this element and become a monster. But I mean, other than that, motherfuckers really be dying or getting locked up, going to the pen. Oh yeah, and first thing first, long live the shark from the G too, bro. He was supposed to be here. He just passed away last week, and long live my that shit. That's crazy. And then long live the Duda too, for sure, for sure. Long live Duda with the scooter, driver and the shooter. Yeah, it get hectic out here. That's just prime example too. My brother died right here, and that's tough. Yeah, it's just one of them things too. Out here, we're kind of like numb to our environment. It's just one of those things that you're brought up knowing that that's a possibility. Then once you see it happen, you start losing friends. You start seeing them get locked up. You get locked up yourself. For instance, I duck and dodged the whole system, bro. Didn't go to juvenile hall one time. Turned 18 in Hitt County. I've been locked up about, say, like 8 times and shit. And that's a smart move, staying out the way and being coordinated. I was losing a crash out when I was younger, but you know what I'm saying? We moving smarter, trying to do things a little different. But I mean, realistically, if you got the mindset, you can strive in this environment. And, like, there's a lot of examples of that too, but it's also a place where it's easy to crash out, so.
And this being the south side of San Jose, is it still mostly homies in this area?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, that don't make a difference. South is just the area, but yeah, the south is surrounded by homies. It's all homies. San Jose is a majority of homies. Like, there is areas in the west and the east where they be low key, but they ain't outside doing no damage or doing nothing crazy types. But yeah, no, the south is majority, if not all, homies and shit. So yeah, it's just San Jose for you though too.
How big is the south side compared to the east side?
So the east and the south are similar in size, but I would say that the south is dumb as big in terms of areas. Like with the east, everything is it goes one way. Like for the most part, everything connects and lines up with the south side. You got Cotto Capital, you got Seven Trees, you got Meridian that leads to the west side, you got Camden, you got, it's just areas, and everywhere that you go, there's a homie, there's a hood, there's a neighborhood, there's somebody. If it's not just a gang in particular, it's homies everywhere. But that's just coming up out here. And Seven Trees in particular used to be hectic, used to be crazy. Like, it's a lot of homies right now, but for the most part though, it was a lot of Crips, a lot of Asian Crips, a lot of Asian gangsters, it was a lot of shit, but it's definitely a lot of, if not a majority of homies now. And I mean, that's how it is right now. Northern Cali, the Bay Area, and even further, you see that going down south type. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out my bands and some more, feel me? The homies going out there and bridging that gap, but also too making it known, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, it get hectic for sure, for sure.
Right here in San Jose, is it overall a heavy gang city?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. That's the majority of the population or what a lot of do. It's athletes and shit too, bro. Like, I nigga play ball, bro. I ain't gonna cap. Shit, I was finna go to the league, but yeah, starting around again. I was off the porch before I even started playing ball, to be honest with you, but and then coexisted for a little bit, but then it didn't, bro. Ended up getting into it with my coach, actually, Andrew Hillen too. I ended up chunking it with him in the middle of a game, but yeah, it's a gang-oriented city for sure, for sure. It get hectic, and definitely a lot of hoods out here, a lot of motion, a lot of shit going on. San Jose is one of those hubs for sure. Got a good amount of homies out here, but yeah, shout out to them too. Everybody doing their thing out here.
The face tattoos, when did you decide to go all in and start getting face tattoos?
I did that when I was like 18, to be honest with you, bro, when I was young. So like off rip, I got my neck tatted, I got my arms, everything hella relatively early. My first tattoo probably in like 7th grade or something like that, to be honest with you. So the face tattoos was just something that I knew I wanted to do, and I wanted to get one. Got a couple, ended up getting more, and I might not even be done yet, I'm not sure, but yeah, everything that I got on my face too, it means something. So that's another thing too, but I just didn't put anything, you know what I'm saying? I didn't get anything tatted on my face type. I didn't just sit here and do it for a look type. I did it years ago, way before I started rapping and everything, bro. So a lot of motherfuckers be getting the face tats nowadays too, so it's one of them things that it ain't nothing hella crazy. I mean, still something that you don't necessarily see everywhere types, but for the most part, bro, it's getting more regular. But I got it when that shit wasn't regular. I got it when everybody wasn't face tatted, and so it's different strokes for different folks. And then doing music too, that's another thing. You start to see like, okay, you popping in San Jose, everybody see you, they see how you look, they see your shit, bro. Yeah, it gets to a point where like you start to see it rub off, and motherfuckers starting to get face tats that ain't even put the footsteps in, started rapping, and they get the face tat, and then they start rapping. It's like, my boy, you gotta, I mean, I did the same thing, but it's not hustling backwards. If you know you got that, you know you got it, you feel me? It's the difference between going and getting that shit because you want to look like another person, or getting it because you knew you always wanted to look like that and just type shit.
I hear you would say face tats are normal in San Jose?
Yeah, I'll say it's normal. I'll say it's still one of those things that's not like highly looked upon type. People see you in the store, stop and stare, look at you. I walk in the store and 30 motherfuckers up in there, bro, everybody looking at me, it do hit different, but it don't make you tougher either. So it's one of them things that you gotta know, like you out here and you wanna look a certain way. Just know you might get hit up by some motherfuckers. Like it ain't like you can't get hit up, it's just one of them things if a motherfucker know you standing on business and doing your shit, you feel me? Is what it is. Like, yeah, it do get hectic. We in 7 Trees right now with it, boy. Like, if you see behind me, fool, it's the apartments. If you know, you know. Everybody from the south gonna know for surely, and especially from Trees, bro, you gonna know these apartments back here. It's the villages. We right here next to Andrew Hill, and came over here because, bro, real life, like that's where all the steppers and from the south. If you know, you know. You either went to Oak Grove or you went to Andrew Hill. So I ain't even from Trees, bro. I'm from right around the way, and I grew up on South Side over here, and ended up moving over to Rotor Round Table type.
Right here, this is still the 7 Trees area.
This is 7 Trees, yeah, and this is the main school. You be going here. They know the middle schools type. 7 Trees really one of those areas where, if you rapping, if you from here, if they know you're already on some streets, bro, they finna support you. It's one of those places in San Jose that amongst everywhere, and especially in the South, like, you really ain't gonna catch too much hate, and especially in that region, they're so like tied in, locked in. You finna have a cult following regardless, just off how they move and maneuver. And so it's one of those things that I'll quit for surely. And I'm from another part of the South. Like I said, I grew up on South Side, and then I ended up maneuvering and going over towards Rotor Round Table area types. Coming back this way, when I ended up going to school over here, I was like, I know everybody in the South that ain't finna know hella people. I go here, I knew 2 people, bro, bang that, like 2 people if that, fool. So I started meeting people. I started meeting all the homies around here. They show love, and yeah, 7 Trees is really one of those places, if you know, you know, and a lot of people do, especially out of the city too. So you ain't even really gotta be from San Jose to know that, you know what I'm saying? They be doing their thing, they show love. A lot of mine is from there too. Shout out my brother Jap, shout out my brother Bayer, and Lonely Mama Duda, you feel me? They was definitely terrorizing the South.
When it comes to the schools out here, is it segregated? Like, do homies go to one school out here?
I ain't gonna lie, nah, we be everywhere. I ain't gonna cap, but the segregation, that's really more like Oak Grove, bro. That's what I was finna say too, is that that's a Southside school where it was one of the only ones where it's implemented. Like, you had Little Africa, you had the homies, like Little Mexico, you had basically the Usos and Samoa. You had a whole little, it's a mixture of people that with each other to an extent, but back then, if you know, you know, bro, if you were really outside like that, like, there was a lot of racial divide and a lot of tension between the races and yeah, back then, I would say more towards Oak Grove. It wasn't really over here in Trees, but everybody was on it. It was just funky with some Car Brothers, if you know, you know. Give them a shout out, because that's definitely some Southside niggas that was doing their shit, bro, and stepping, and they played ball, everything, went to San Jose State. A lot of niggas in San Jose know them and shit, but it was funky. Hella riots, it was mainly back then too, it was hella house parties, and so you see them outside type shit. Yeah, you see them outside type shit. Yeah, it basically be lit. Southside is really big, but it's really small though. Everybody know everybody.
So when it comes to the school right here in the South Side, all gangs are here?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's hella different hoods, hella different homies, and I mean, I would say that there's only so many hoods. If you know, you know. If you're from 7 Trees, then you know what hoods are out here. But it's a mixture when you come to 7 Trees and go to school types. Like, motherfuckers be coming from everywhere. Like I said, I'm not from Trees. I ended up in this running through and meeting all the homies. And right now we on War Admiral and Rotor, and this is where I grew up at, and this is where my grandma stayed and my grandpa stayed, and where everybody used to slide through, and really where it got active and where I first got locked in with gangbanging and being able to see that as first and foremost. Like, down this way, Boxer, little homegirl, crazy homegirl lived over there. That was my uncle's homegirl. And she was just one of the ones that was beating us up and just, you know what I'm saying, like putting their hands on business. So it's that, but that's just one person that I had met out here, becoming like family. It's a gang of people. This is where I was raised, and yeah, like, this is really used to be the hub, and like the house where I grew up at is over here. And everybody in the South, if you know, you know, is the house with the Lowriders, and that's where the 6'4" my name comes from. Shout out to the Usos and everything. That actually come from the 1964 Impala that my grandpa drove. My grandpa passed away, and that's just something that a number that I affiliate with heavily and shit. So that's not, I ain't got nothing to do with no hood or no nothing. If you know, you know. But we on Rotor and War Admiral in the South, and shout out for Round Table, another very reputable area in the South where it get active, it got active, it been active, it been. That street in itself, Round Table, if you know, like, a lot of them know, like, people die there. It get hectic. Motherfuckers die everywhere, but that's one area in San Jose that a lot of people used to stay around, or like stay away from type, you feel me? And just, I mean, we used to run through it all day and know the homies there and everything, but realistically, yeah, it's just a main area in the South Side where I grew up.
And growing up around here, being Hispanic, is there a certain point you have to pick a side if you hang out with a certain crowd?
Oh, it really ain't no pick a side out here in particular. We in Northern Cali, and not to mention we in San Jose. Like, it's not really a side to be picked type. Like, it's a lot going on out here for real, but it's all really on the same type. So it's yeah, I would say that at a certain age, not so much that you pick a side. And it really depends on where you're raised too, because I'm speaking on my behalf, being from the South Side. Like, yeah, people from out of town might think like, oh, it's the South. There's no Southsiders out here. It's not like that. So it just really depends on where you grew up at. If you grew up on the West or the East, it's possible. There's a small possibility that you could have, depending on what school you went to, really. But like out here, it's majority rules, and it just is what it is.
For all the people saying there's Southside hoods out in San Jose, there's not really that?
I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and say there ain't, because there is Southside hoods out there, but are they outside like that, or is it just something that they pump up type? Like, I can't really speak on too much other than just saying that I feel like if they are out here, they're not pushing enough of an issue to where it really matters like that, and that's just where that's at. So it's just whether they are out here or not, there's people everywhere, everybody's everywhere type. So this is one of them things where it really don't matter if you're not pushing a line, or you're not a threat. If you're not a threat, it don't matter. So, and that's respectably too. That's not saying that anything is weak or anything ain't weak. It's just saying that if it's not a threat or taken as a threat, then, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. And then right here, it looked hella different, but when I grew up, there was the chain link fence around it, lowriders parked outside. It was a little janky, no paint job type. It was hectic, but that shit was home for real. Like, that's where my grandma lived, that's where my grandpa lived, that's where everybody came through. You had homies from the South coming through, from Sigmunded, from Villains, from Mas Chingon, from everywhere. This was, like, back then, I would say like 9-10 years ago, that's when everything was really active. That's not all crazy, because it's still active, it's still crash outs every day, but I mean, like, that's back when everybody was united and the homies were out together deep at parties and functioning together and sliding, and you see motherfuckers rocking out everywhere together, shit from different hoods, and it wasn't just, you know, it wasn't just one hood rocking out everywhere like it is nowadays. And you still got your mixes, and you still got homies from other hoods that with homies from other hoods, but it's more South Center nowadays. Back in the days, it used to be hectic, it'd be crazy, it'd be a lot. So, you know, it's definitely a good time to grow up and see everything. That's where I got introduced to gang banging, where I got introduced to hopping out on motherfuckers, asking them if they, you know what I'm saying, like where they from, et cetera, et cetera. So it's just definitely a hub from back in the days where a lot of motherfuckers know about, and the street was very active. Even this house right here, some Southsiders lived in, but them motherfuckers knew not to come outside. They got beat up a million times, and it just, you know what I'm saying? Like, my uncle really taught me what it was like to be out here and be outside without being a square, not trying to be too in the mix or be a try-hard type shit, but just, you know what I'm saying, know your role. And I know a lot of people know me on a first and last name basis, just being popular before the music, being outside, being everywhere. So it's just, yeah, San Jose is a very big city, but it's small if you're outside, if you're really doing your thing and moving around. Before the music, people knew me, so that's just one of the reasons why I feel like that's hot for me a little bit. And you know what I'm saying? San Jose is crazy because you can do your thing, you can pop out here and it can be undeniable, but most of the night it be on people to hold you down. It's a crab in the bucket mentality out here. So it's a beautiful place to grow up type, but it's also one of them places where you gotta outsource, because you're gonna see more love outside than in. But once they start loving you on the outside, they can't deny you on the end. It's just,
what do you think starts making people lean towards gangbanging?
I would say the atmosphere, the culture. It's a very Chicanoist culture out here. It's you see a lot of it, different parks, playing handball. Going to school, you see much playing handball. It's like, it's just inevitable. You want to go play. You see regular much playing handball. End up gang banging by the time from middle school. They're just playing handball with the homies and gang banging in high school, because it's just inevitable. That's what they see. That's what they're around. They got cousins, they got brothers, they got, you know what I'm saying? Saying a lot without saying too much really is just, it's around us. It's something that comes naturally. It's like loving the sport, loving the team, you know what I'm saying? Your cousins play football, they like the Niners, you like the Niners. You might find a cousin that like the Raiders, you feel me? But it get hectic, and then motherfucker fighting, you see a division type shit. It be your own family, it be very hectic. San Jose is one of them cities where you damn near see anything and everything, and you just gotta move precautious. As long as you're precautious, you smooth, you smart, you out the way with it, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right here in San Ho, how big is the homie culture?
It's relatively big, bro. You got Street Low, you got little barbecues at Rosie. That's Roosevelt Park for people that are out of town and shit. Shout out to them too for allowing that and being so solid about that. Cause yeah, like they be getting down on handball over there. They be going crazy. It's relatively big. You just go straight, like that's the north side towards the east. But if you go straight down Santa Clara, like you'll see it's a lot. It's a lot. They got the murals over there. They got a lot down there. They got the Lowriders going down. They basically just lifted the Lowrider ban recently, so it's one of them things where it's getting back to where it used to be. It's just drama and getting shy. It's a whole lot of hectic. That's why you won't see me at street low performing and shit, even though sometimes they ask or, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. Like, I might pop out. My family got lowriders and it's cool. I love the culture. San Jose is very big, like the homie culture, the lowrider culture, etc. But yeah, it's just one of them things where no matter what and how much you love it, once you start growing up, you see that it's a little toxic, it's a little hectic. So yeah, it's just yeah, but it's big. It's big. It's one of the more important things out here. Like I said, you either playing sports or you on a team or you on a gang. So, and it's relatively the same thing. Motherfuckers I play football with are from hoods that I quit now. My hood that I run back into, I'm like, damn, bro, you was playing ball, now you from so on and so forth. So it really just be like that. It get wild, but yeah, it's a big culture. You got to raise your kids right and raise them out the way, raise them to not be like you. So I'm trying to do with my son and everything is just keep him out the way, have him play sports, let him be himself type.
And out here in San Jose, have you ever got pressed because of your face tats?
Nah. Not because of my face tats in general. Like, I mean, I've been hit up and motherfuckers want to ask where you're from. Maybe it's because of the face tats that they hit you up and just know you from somewhere type. Yeah, nah, it'd be on some like general, like some conversation for real. Like, you don't get hit up. I think a lot of the thing is like people look at you and see the face tats and think of certain things. So that's why a majority of motherfuckers have it, as I was saying. But at the same time, it's just one of those things where if you carry yourself a certain way, you're not really going to be played with like that or like tried. There's people that will ask you because there's motherfuckers that are built like that everywhere. But the main and most important thing I would have to say is that as long as you hold yourself a certain way, bro, and you standing on business, I don't think, I haven't personally had to deal with that type. You want to slide in so you can choose? No. You pick? Just one coffee and then 2 bread? But you want to choose which kind though? Come on. Hi, how you doing? Yes, sir. We up in trees with it. Gotta bless the community and bless you, bro. How you doing? Can I get, what kind of bread you want? Okay, can I get one of these moon ones and then one of the pink ones? The regular and then pink? Just 1 large coffee. And then you want anything else? No. That's it? And then yeah, just 1 large coffee, please. Get back for sure, for sure. Sometimes it's just nice to do that too. Be in a position where you need it and motherfucker bless you, bro, just because you decided to help somebody. So you feel me. Gotta help your people too. Come on. Oh shit, I forgot. I ain't got no money. Nah, I'm kidding. Hold it. There you go. I got the scanner to make sure it's real. That's next level. Said fuck the pen. Right, thanks so much, I appreciate you. You have a good day. That's for you too. Would've gave her a 10, but here you go, brother. Hey, God bless you. Hey, fool, you be safe, okay? Stay safe out here.